Mullen Automotive, stock to love, a stock to hate. Let's talk about where you are. Let's do that right now. Welcome back, everybody. This is Don Miller from MarketBeat. We've got Thomas Hughes here. We're going to talk about probably one of the most popular stocks since we've been doing videos, and that's Mullen Automotive. Thomas, welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Don. Hope you are.
Always good. Hey, a couple of weeks ago, we dropped a video on Mullen Automotive. We talked about dilution of the Mullen stock, what was really happening there, well, at least what we thought was happening there. And since that time, the stock has fallen, I don't know, another 100% or whatever it is.
Right.
I'm going to play this video real quick so we can give people some context about what we said there. If you can take X amount of dollars, whatever that is, and set it in the middle of your driveway and set it on fire and not worry about losing it, you can probably stay in Mullen. If you think you could take that money, whatever it is in Mullen, and kind of move it over into something else and try and recover, pay the tuition on this one and move on, that's a play too. Okay. What we were trying to say there, and I want to explain this because we had some comments on this. We had some people wondering about what our position was on this. Let's be clear about this. We're not financial advisors. We don't have a position. What we're doing here is what I was doing was giving an alternative to holding on to Mullen stock. Some people are wired differently. Some people have more risk tolerance than others. And the point was that if you can afford the loss, you could stay with Mullen. Otherwise, move on and onto something else. Before we get on to Mullen, Thomas, in my experience with trading and investing, selling a stock is kind of one of the hardest things I think there is to do, finding the right time. We never want to admit that we're wrong. We never want to sell too early. Would you agree with that?
Oh, it's absolutely the hardest thing to do. It plays right into the whole fear and greed cycle. When the stock is going down, you fear that you're going to miss out on the rebound. And when it's going up, you're too greedy to sell the profits that you have. I can tell you right now, if I had sold every trade I made when I was supposed to sell it, you wouldn't be seeing me here today on this video.
I understand. I think there's a lot of people that could probably tell that same story. Let's get back to Mullen real quick. This week, they've got some news out. They sold, I forget the number now, 22, I think it is, cargo vans to Rand Marion, producing revenue for the first time, I guess, since their existence. Supposed to net them, I think, around $300,000 or whatever. Thomas,
Right.
that's not going to get them well, is it?
I don't think so. I mean, it's kind of some good news, but it's just more of what they've been putting out, which is just those little positive news blurbs. They didn't really make these vans. They're coming from the Tunica assembly plant. So I think they're being assembled from components that they acquired with the assets that they acquired over the last year. So for the bottom line, yay, they made some cash. They capitalized on some of their assets, but they're not producing the vans yet. So I think that it was really a non-news event.
These news PRs that they're putting out, typically what happens is the stock will run up 15, 20% sometimes in a matter of minutes or an hour. And then by the end of the day, it's pulling back. And let's be clear here, people that trade this stock at these levels anyway, there's certainly money to be made there, but that's not really a play for the long-term investor. I don't think that it is anyway.
No.
At what point do you stop averaging down? Because I see that all over. I get emails about it. Again, we're not financial advisors. Should I average down, or I've averaged down from this, or I've averaged down for that? What's your take on that?
Right. So it's hard. It's hard to say. I mean, it's not an investment quality stock. It's certainly speculation. If you've got money in it that is like rent money, or it's supposed to be for your retirement,
Right.
that's not where I would put my money,
Right.
So
Unfortunately, I think a lot of people treat Mullen stock a lot like they do lottery tickets. By the way, I think the chances of winning on either are about equal. That's my opinion. That is not financial advice. But there is a lot of activity, a lot of trading going on, trying to catch that next rocket to the moon, if you will. But it's also in danger at this level. I mean, we did the, need to be above $1, and they took care of that business, and now we're back down to I'm looking at my computer here, around 10 cents today.
Yeah, right.
They're in danger of or investors are in danger. I don't think Mullen's in danger. I don't think Mullen's making money just fine somehow. They're just not showing investors. But they're in danger of yet another reverse split. And this one they're talking about could be big toward the end of August, I guess it is, or the fall. Or even worse, I think, is a delisting from NASDAQ. Is that threat real?
Yeah, that's hard to gauge, because a 1-for-100 split would automatically bring on delisting because that takes them above the NASDAQ's threshold. I don't know if it's like a last ditch desperation move like we talked about before, because that split wouldn't technically happen until after August. And by August, they should have begun production and had made deliveries of some Class 3 trucks. So it's still just a crapshoot. And I'll be honest, there are lots of positive details in this story. I mean, there's a part of me that still wants to own it. I mean, I'm still holding on to a few shares myself.
Right.
But like I said before, they're down like 99% from when I bought them. So it's not any kind of an investment that's going to make me money.
Sure. And I suppose the news is, and I put that in quotes, air quotes, if you will, news is that they're starting production next week. Obviously, that would be a positive for the stock price, at least temporarily, until we see how this dilution promise shakes out. I am skeptical myself because of other promises, or at least news bits that came out. If you remember back in the fall, all the rage was the big tour showing off the 5, and the 5 was going to be the end all. It was going to be the best EV ever, and now the 5 seems to have been put not on the back burner, but perhaps in the bedroom, not even in the kitchen anymore. Thomas, I want to thank you for joining us again and updating folks on what we think of Mullen. We'll keep writing about Mullen. We'll keep following Mullen. Hopefully, some better news is coming. But until then, we'll just have to wait and see. Thanks for joining us, bud.